Greetings from California.
And greetings from New York.
You know, spring is in the air, and with spring comes ants. And speaking of ants, Hazel-E is in the news.
Who's that?
She is a humanoid creature with the body of an ant. It's very thorax-shaped creature. But her mom made some macaroni and cheese that looked like apple crisp. That mac and cheese was drier than a Popeye's biscuit. Mm-hmm. There was all mac, no cheese. I want to know, there was no cheese sauce. At least when the geese who honk do it, their cheese sauce is runny, but you can at least tell it's there. This was nothing but noodles and breadcrumbs. I mean, it was a tin of poverty. It gave a Rob Dixon event.
Yes, like when you said Hazel-E, I was trying to think like, oh, that's the duck-billed heifer that got snatched off the stage by, who was it?
She was always getting embarrassed and baptized. Who hasn't popped Hazel-E? I mean, even Iyanla said, pop my butt, pop my butt. With a whip.
I want to say it was Masika that snatched her off stage.
Could have been. You know, she did. Her and Masika went after each other like oil and water.
But then her and Tierra Marie as well.
Yes. I mean, they were all skanked, slapping each other in a circle.
But I did see that terrible macaroni and cheese. I think she only posted that just to get engagement because she knew how that looked. Because I think Countess Vaughn, she commented on it, and then she tried to comment on Countess for making fun of it like we all did.
Yes, and she wanted to go after Countess for having a thyroid issue. Now, you look like that, Hazel-E. You look like a thyroid. Countess Vaughn's thyroid may have betrayed her, but you went to a plastic surgeon and chose to look like the gland itself. You are built like an ant. Most people have a torso, you have a thorax, and you want to speak on the national treasure that is Countess Vaughn? See, Countess Vaughn is a national treasure, and you are national trash. I woke up feeling very disrespectful this morning.
I can tell. You said spring is going on, like it is 80 degrees here in New York. I can't believe it.
It's breezy and 60 here.
Yeah, like we're warmer over here than California. So shout out to global warming.
For real. We get our heat wave at the end of the month and in May. And then it's a cool summer.
All the New Yorkers know, like there's no such thing as spring. There's like a faux spring.
It just, you wake up one day and boom, it's summer. A. Marie's I Want to Fall in Love is playing, and you better have that summer body ready.
Look, base card never declined, so the body is gonna have to wait.
I will say I like San Francisco because it keeps me in shape all year round.
I feel like just living in California will do that.
There's no fast food and you have to walk everywhere.
I was just literally commenting on a friend I knew, and you know, he's a transplant to California, and he now looks yesified.
It does. It makes you do that. Everybody's always like, let's go hiking. Let's go have a salad.
Right.
I spend more time on the toilet.
That is not my ministry. I want to go to Krispy Kreme right after this.
We don't have Krispy Kreme.
Right. Y'all don't have happiness then.
Well, you know, nothing is better than the taste of being thin. That's what you say when the restaurants around you just aren't that good.
Let's see, what can we get into? So there was an announcement earlier in the week that BravoCon, that normally takes place on the East Coast in New York, will now be debuting in Las Vegas in November.
It makes sense. I think it's a great idea. I think New York was too expensive and too cold and too logistically difficult to get around. I mean, remember the first year when they had it in 3 different buildings? Come on now. Vegas is built for something like that. And also, Vegas is much more affordable. I mean, if you're going to go out to dinner, you want to do stuff. There's a lot more to do in Vegas that I feel isn't as cost prohibitive as New York. Like, we lived there, so it wasn't as big of a deal for us, but still we could only get tickets for one day. Also, this will make sense because now they'll only sell 3-day passes. That way you can go and get the whole event rather than try to piecemeal it together.
You make a lot of good points. I was thinking, okay, well, they're tired of the New York weather and the logistics as well is probably expensive, but I will say that it was still a disaster on some days. Like the first day, it was a stampede into the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills panel. I hope they get all that together. And we know now that Super VIP is the only ticket that's worth buying. So if you want to pay Beyonce money for this event, then yeah, go ahead.
I'll pay Beyonce money for this, but it's work, so it's a write-off.
Exactly. So I don't mind it being in Vegas. It's just like another expenditure, Jesus. Like I just got Adele tickets. I'm not sure if I told you that. We scored Adele seats in Vegas for the second leg. We got it for under $200, y'all. Under $200
wow.
Because my friend, he got the golden ticket and he was on there. And look, we're in the 400 level, but we are in the building. Those tickets are now going for $1,500. So it's crazy.
Wow.
So I'll be in Vegas anyway. I think I'll be there in June. But I'm going to try to go to BravoCon this year. I know you're definitely going because it's just a hop, skip, and a jump away.
And I love Vegas. I already looked at their hotels and I'm like, I have a few favorite Airbnbs I'll just call. You know I need a house with a pool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I remember. I could see it going on sale probably before Memorial Day.
I would say the same because people have to plan because that's right before Thanksgiving. The kids will be in school. It's a great time.
Get your coins ready.
I'm getting my coins ready.
So what have you been thinking about Girls Trip? I mean, I haven't seen episode 6, but I did see the whole tequila bottle fiasco. Giselle, I think she thrives off of the fans' hate of her, and that's why she continues to get the camera time and she continues to be asked to be on Potomac and other shows.
I think it's getting boring and it's wearing thin, and now her assholic behavior is becoming obvious and trite. Quite frankly, it's very, very trite. This whole thing with the damn bottle, girl, and then calling Candace a thief, like that's a step too far. And that gets into colorism. Just out and outright calling this woman, this Black woman, a thief, saying she stole, I need to go in your room, very demanding about it. It was very Ramona Singer behavior. If it was a white woman, no one would have tolerated it. It was disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Ramona, I mean, that's why Ramona has been on Housewives so long because, I mean, the fans just love to hate her. And she's probably the Black version of Ramona because Black people hate her just as much as Ramona. And I think, like, Giselle generally does not care. She doesn't care. She's not fazed at all by social media as per se, like Candace would be.
I think this goes beyond not being fazed by social media and into sociopathic territory. I'm calling it like I see it. This is foul behavior.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I get it. Like, she gets on my nerves. I don't hate her, but I see what she does for the show. Like, as long as we have a villain and for somebody to hate, like, people are passionate about their dislike of Giselle. So it's like she's playing the game. And I'm just looking at it from a producer standpoint.
I mean, people are calling her a producer, but it's like, you're not even as good as Fecalo Nostro. She needs to get herself some business. This, I'm going to be an asshole. It's like Kenya Moore. Kenya Moore was an asshole for several seasons, and then it got old. We're going to need to see some growth, Giselle.
How long did it take Kenya to become a likable person? She was on there for season 5. Yeah, I guess about 6 seasons.
Yep, so your time is up.
I don't mind Porsha on the show. Like, she has been hilarious, especially in her confessionals. A lot of people are saying she's the one that's provoking Candace. I think it's the other way around. That is just my opinion. I literally just finished reviewing episodes 4 and 5. Why are we still bringing Monique up?
Because Candace is obsessed
with being a victim.
Yes, and also she cannot accept responsibility that she was a part of it.
I think it was the embarrassment.
Yes. You got your ass beat on TV and everybody cheered that ass whooping on. That should get you to change your behavior. Instead, you still want to hold on to that little girl.
Little girl.
Little girl.
But yeah, like, imagine if Porsha didn't have some type of growth. Candace would have been mollywopped on the show.
Yup. I will say, though, Porsha knows, one, we're not seeing everything. We're only seeing a bit. I think Porsha knows how to push your buttons playing the innocent, sweet, dumb girl. I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't know I didn't tag you. She does that. And it's the insulting of intelligence. It's the passive aggressive. At least if you're aggressive, fuck you, bitch. I own it. And it's like, okay, I know where it's at. But when it's, oh my God, how are you? And then it's behind the back and low-key shade. It's like, okay, well, what are you doing? Or are you just that stupid? No, you can't be that stupid. You've been on reality TV too long. You was able to pull that 295 days a year, season 1 and season 2. But we know you, Porsha. We know you for whooping Dennis's mama ass. We know you.
She's a lot of things, but she's not a cyber bully to me. And my, right. My thing with the whole social media thing and tagging, look, I've been in a situation before. I'm sure all of y'all have been in a situation where you're in a group of people, maybe not everybody likes each other. Like, we've cropped people out and we've put emojis on people's faces. We've not tagged people. We've done it all. So for me to just be like, oh, Porsha is being passive aggressive, it's just like, if I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. And if you don't fuck with me, like, I'm not going to get mad at you for not tagging me. Please put that emoji over my face because I don't want to be associated with you. Leah and Candace kind of made it bigger than what it was to me. All they had to do was just like, oh, she didn't tag us. Okay.
True. But I will agree with Candace and Leah that, not tagging us is going to have everybody in the comments tagging us saying, what's going on? Why aren't you in the picture? Everybody in the DMs. So Porsha, this is Porsha knowing what she's doing.
But was it not true, though?
The mess. What?
But was it not true, though, that they were, like, getting into it and she wasn't fucking with Candace or Leah at the time? So, I mean, it was true.
Well, it's also that photo was taken after the elephants in a moment of kumbaya where, oh, we're all cool, yay, happy memory. So are you being fake then and real now? Or were you being real then and fake now?
Well, we can agree to disagree.
No, I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I'm just asking, what is the truth?
I'm not saying that Porsha is completely innocent. Of course, it's calculated. I mean, she knew what she was doing when she didn't tag both of them, but she just was like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
I feel like she does care. And I feel like she does a lot of little other things to get on their nerves, which means she cares.
Well, Candace and Leah have to admit that they care than that they weren't tagged.
Oh, they do care. They absolutely care. They need to admit it. They need to be liked. They are the most unlikable character. Well, other than Giselle, I have to say, Candace, you're walking in a new light. Even on this show, Candace, you weren't as irritating as Giselle. Porsha, you really got some good media training. I have to say, you came through like a star. You truly were an OG. Although you was acting like you was the Nene of the show at the end with Leah. And it was like, honey, you ain't that important now. Calm down.
Let's take a minute to talk about one of our new favorite sponsors, Diet Smoke. Diet Smoke makes premium, federally legal THC products that are delivered discreetly right to your door. Diet Smoke's variety of products ensures there's a perfect fit for everyone. Whether you need a gentle buzz to unwind after a hectic day or want something more potent for your next adventure, Diet Smoke's got your back. Diet Smoke is a game changer for THC participants of all experience levels. Seasoned users love the Delta 9 high, allowing them to function without sinking into the couch. Meanwhile, US Weekly awarded Diet Smoke's Delta 8 gummies best for beginners.
I tried the Delta 9 blueberry lemonade, and let me tell you, you are in for a treat. Not only was the gummy itself soft and delicious, but the high was potent, yet it didn't get you laggy. I was up and ready to create.
Diet Smoke's #1 priority is customer satisfaction. With quality assurance through readily available lab tests and consistent releases of new, hand-picked flavors, your experience stays fresh and exciting. And if you're not completely satisfied, their dedicated customer service team is ready to resolve any issue. For Pop Roast listeners, go to dietsmoke.com and enter code ROAST at checkout for 15% off your first order and stock up for $4.20. That's dietsmoke.com, code ROAST. Must be 21 to purchase. Back to the show. So in music news, Chloe Bailey, her album debuted at 119. Unfortunately, like the name of the album was In Pieces, and I'm guessing her solo career is in pieces now.
We waited too long. You can't tease the audience now. It's either deliver or we moving on to the next. I think that's why Rihanna ain't coming out with no new music.
I think there's a lot of factors and why her album kind of bombed. A lot of people are blaming Beyonce. I mean, just because you're on Beyonce label don't mean, you're guaranteed a top 10 debut.
I mean, well, Beyonce could have, promoted it.
She could have. She definitely could have.
Maybe Beyonce could have sang a song with her. I mean, I feel like, you plucked me out of obscurity. You put me on your label. You won't do a duet.
Beyonce is busy, like, in boot camp for a tour right now.
Oh, God. She's pulling out the same 8 count she's done for years with a different little shimmy.
No, she's not. They are probably in the Himalayas right now, training 18 hours a day.
I mean, I feel like when you are at Beyonce's level of dance, other than that African dance that she tried to do, that choreography ate her. She didn't eat it. You know that video.
I don't know what video you're talking about.
I'll retweet it. But Beyonce was struggling with that African dance choreography. I don't know if she wasn't feeling well, but it was like, ooh, that 40 was setting in.
Don't tag me on that. Anyway.
You were the one that retweeted.
Because I disagreed. But yes, I think there's a couple problems with Chloe. Like, she's very talented. She's very likable. She has a niche fan base because they're steady defending her because she can't do anything wrong. But
steady defending her, but not steady listening to her. Otherwise, those numbers would be higher. So she doesn't have fans. She has people that like to get on Twitter and talk because it's free. They can't even pay her attention on a streaming service because they probably can't afford the $9.99 for Spotify. And that's sad.
Yes, well, she sold 10,000 copies in 1 week. 10,000. It's just really shocking to me, but she came out with at least 7 singles, and I think half of them didn't even make the album. Like, she, unfortunately, was just making this microwave music for someone in her caliber, and then making a song with Chris Brown and Future. Why?
See, that's why people are blaming Beyonce. She should have said no.
According to Chloe, she had a lot of creative control doing this album, and I think it's just fine. Even if you love Chloe as a person, it's okay to just say it wasn't good. Like, I listened to that 37-minute album, and it wasn't good. She can sing, but none of those songs I wanted to hit repeat on, except for 1.5. But I mean, good luck to her on her sophomore effort. I mean, I like Chloe and Hailey together. Hailey, she's in her Disney bag. I can't wait to see The Little Mermaid next month and see how it is. I'm going to be judging harshly because The Little Mermaid is my favorite Disney movie. So hopefully they do it justice because Lion King was trash to me.
I didn't see Lion King, but I will be looking forward to The Little Mermaid. I think they're going to do well.
I hope so.
I reviewed Latasha Scott's gospel album, to see if a sinner could sing like a saint.
Ooh, I wonder how does she chart?
We should see.
So it came out April 7th. I think it might come out Sunday or Monday then.
Okay.
Because it was last Friday it came out. So we'll get the numbers. I don't even think it probably debuted on the Billboard 200. But how was the album?
It wasn't terrible. There were a lot of songs I didn't like, but the first like 3 were cute.
Okay, how many songs were there?
11.
Okay, so you like 3 out of 11 songs.
Yes.
So what letter grade is that?
An F for felony, because she's a thief who stole over $30,000, which is grand larceny. So it's F for felony.
Well, now that's a thief. We've been talking about thieves earlier, but Latasha is a thief. I'm not sure we could call her a felon because felons have been prosecuted.
Fair. She should be charged with a felony then.
She's felonious.
Yes, she's felonious.
Man, I'm so glad that show is over with, even though I was entertained.
I'm not. I want another season. They needed to stretch it out like Caramello. I wanted to get to all the dirt. It was working. They should go on tour.
Yeah, I feel like there's much more drama in Escape. How you just dislike somebody for 30 years? Candy and Latasha, like 30 years?
No, I don't have anybody I've disliked for 30 years.
And you've had to work together. I mean, they weren't together all those 30 years, but the dislike is still the same 30 years ago. Which is crazy to me.
I mean, you would think at some point, like, you would just stop disliking each other. Like, maybe you wouldn't be each other's favorite people, but damn.
Did I tell you I went to the Sherry Shepard show?
No.
Yeah, I was on the Sherry Shepard show. This was when SWV was on. That's why I was there, because I heard from Taj when I was talking to her on Instagram Live. So shout out to my producer friend that got me the tickets. It was a good show. And I got to say, this was the difference between going to the Wendy Williams show and the Sherry Shepard show. The staff, the climate, it just feels so much happier. Like, it was just a warmer feel. It just seemed like people were happy to be there. You can feel like the energy of the staff, and they were glad to be there. Then this was an afternoon taping instead of the morning one, but Sherry came out to the audience and said hello before the taping. Wendy would never, ever. Like, I was literally shocked. And she came with a crop top. Like, she is hitting the gym these days.
No, that's interesting, because I saw Sherry on The View and she didn't speak to the audience. Elizabeth Hasselbeck did.
Well, this is Sherry's show, so she's the queen bee.
I guess she's in a better mood. The pay is higher.
And it seems like she's like closer to her staff. Like, I'm not saying that Wendy wouldn't know everybody's names, but it's just Sherry seems like the boss that knows everybody's name, from like the janitor to the PA, like, and so on.
I think Sherry really appreciates this, unlike her children. Well, at least that one child she returned to sender.
SWV gave good talk. I love Coco's new short hair. You don't like it?
It's her head. It's not for me to judge. It's just not my favorite. I feel like she rocked along the best. It's very severe to me. It's just very severe.
I think she has the face for it. And I think she was just tired of the long black signature hair that she's had her whole life.
Maybe it'll grow on me. As long as she's happy. Again, it's her head.
I'll admit, it did grow on me too, because at first I was like, what? But then when she actually styled it for the show, and then they've been killing it on the fashion game lately. Like Tiny, she eating crow right now, tried to get them for wearing overalls and flats.
And also, what's wrong with overalls and flats? You're on stage, you're dancing, you're moving. Their thing is the 90s. So what's wrong with being in costume? Nobody says that about Kiss.
Right. And SWV have songs that make you move and dance. Like when Escape get up on stage looking like hood cabaret singers. Like,
now the MLK Pussycat Dolls.
Pretty much. They had their little sexy bops, like groove bops, but SWV gets you out your seat.
Mm-hmm.
But one more thing I want to say about the Sherry show. At no point of the show, I was thinking, is she high? Is she coherent? Like, I'm for real, y'all. Like, she was like completely coherent the entire show. That's all I'm saying. And it was a great experience. When Wendy was there, it was like the lights were on and nobody was home. That was the difference.
Chris, it's bad luck to open an umbrella inside. That's the level of shade you just threw. So B.Scott was hosting the Breakfast Club this week, and he had a lot to say.
I love that for them.
Well, what did you think about the interview?
I only saw the clips, honestly. And the only thing is, I feel like the Breakfast Club, like, do they even care about the housewife news? Like, I kind of wanted to hear B talk about the other celeb news, maybe just because I just saw the housewives portion of it. But it just seemed like Envy and Charlemagne, that's not really the audience to talk about housewives with.
I feel like they have enough housewives on and have had enough housewives on where they know what's going on.
Well, I'm guessing they have the same crowd as the Shade Room, so maybe.
I feel like it's still Black housewives. It's still their audience. I love the tea he spilled on the fight with Kandi and Marlo, and I never thought that they would bring up that Marlo, disfigured that woman and drove her to suicide.
Because no one else would say it, but I'm sure she's attacked Kandi so much under the belt. I'm sure it's a pretty sore topic, for Kandi having a shooting at her restaurant, especially her family member being the person that got shot.
Now, that is upsetting. I feel like if you worked at OLG, you would stay strapped. Mama Joy's strapped in her purse. Mama Joy's got a Glock in her glove compartment. She does.
I feel like that would be on Bertha.
I think all three of them. I can see all three of them at the range.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about that line that Sheree said. You don't know if you're getting biscuits or bullets. Like, I screamed when I heard that, because I was like, you didn't.
Oh, God. But I've been watching Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I hate to tell you, Martell is going to be Sheree's plot line. They gave us a little sneak peek of her calling him while she was on the cast trip to Portugal, and even Sanya got on FaceTime. Hey, Martell. I mean, it is pathetic because you don't watch that show, but Martell is a piece of a man. That's all he is. He ain't a man. He is a piece of a man. Now, some women would rather have a piece of a man than nothing. I'd rather have nothing. Don't give me an hors d'oeuvre. Either I get a meal or get the fuck out my face. But Sheree is with him because Sheree is not ready to come out as a lesbian.
Well, all right. Is there like a sizzle reel to see Martell? Like, I've just been hearing so much about this man that no one likes him. And I can't wait to see him, like, his behavior. Maybe he's just as shitty as a person as Mark was.
Even worse, because Mark at least left. He's going to stay around and ruin your life.
Who's worse, Martell or Peter Thomas?
Martell.
Did he shoot a bitch?
No, he just left a woman with 4 children.
Did he cheat on her?
And had a baby with his mistress.
Oh, did he marry his mistress?
No, of course not. Was there screwing in vain? Boom, boom, boom. Is child support coming? No, of course not. That affair was in vain. 'Cause up the road, 18 years of pain.
Thank you for that rendition. Speaking of shitheads, Nick Cannon, did you see he forgot to name one of his kids?
Yes. Well, with how many women are there? We got to line up all, 13 baby mamas now? 12?
No, he just has 12 kids. I think he has like 6 or 7 baby mamas.
Oh, okay.
Because he keeps them around, and some of them has 2 of his children.
They come back for seconds.
Right. And normally when I'm discussing Nick Cannon, like, I don't even include Mariah in it, because that was a whole different time. Like he just started to like lose his mind and just start trying to like spread his seed everywhere.
I know Mariah has to, every time she hears about another baby, she's like, oh.
I don't get it. And he keeps getting booked. Who keeps booking Nick Cannon?
He's apparently funny.
I can't stand him.
See, this shows you the business has nothing to do with talent because I am just as funny.
Or likability.
I'm not likable.
I mean, ask Carlos King.
I'm more likable than her.
I mean, he is completely in his Bravo bag.
But he doesn't work for Bravo. He works for OWN. I wish he would give OWN the dedication he gives Bravo.
Me too. You know, he won't invite neither of us on his show. Neither one of us.
I'm not surprised. Why hasn't it happened yet? You've had DJ Richie Sky. You've had Dustin Ross. Why won't you have us? You've had Kyle Kennel, because we will ask the hard questions.
And he knows I exist because Monique tagged him on my video of me imitating his voice. He knows we exist.
Oh, yeah. I review his show all the time. I give him full, free press and promo. Oh, he no.
You do be going in on him. Didn't you call him a cigarette before?
Yes. I've called him everything but a child of God.
Oh, wait. Speaking of cigarettes, Donna Wanna. Like,
oh, God.
What is going on? Like, who started that rumor? He is gay. That is a homosexual, okay?
A homosexual?
Yes.
Has he confirmed it, or is he one of those like...
He don't need to confirm it. You could be headless and know that man is gay. Like, someone wanted engagement on Twitter. That's what people just do on Twitter now. They lie for engagement. Someone said that he had a wife and it took off and it has 1 million views off of a lie. Like, people just lying.
It was probably him to get people to look at his YouTube.
Probably. And why everybody trying to get in on our YouTube bag? Maybe because they know it's a bag.
I guess so.
But I'm just like, damn, Carlos King, Candy, Karen, Donna Wanna.
I mean, at least Candy brings something to the platform. Donna Wanna, you need some polish. Some polish. Girl, boom. All them oh. You edit your shit out. You don't leave that shit up there for the world to see.
I definitely edit that shit out.
There you go. And the only reason I don't do it as much is because I was trained in speech since I was 14.
Oh, no. That's why we probably haven't done a tour yet, because I hate public speaking. Like, you're going to probably have to drug me up to get me on stage.
I'll give you Alexa Pro and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. That's one thing I can actually teach you how to do.
Where's our Alexa Pro sponsorship?
When you're a content creator, you know how hard it is not just to make, edit, and put out your content, but then you've got to run to the post office to sell your merch. Well, we've got something that'll help you out. Stamps.com, and they've been in business for the past 25 years, giving you amazing discounts on all of your postage needs. With Stamps.com, you've got a post office right in your house. With your computer and printer and the free scale that they send you, you can get started with everything you need right at home. You can schedule package pickup from your Stamps.com dashboard, and you can sell products online connecting to every major marketplace. At Stamps.com, they know running a business can get quite expensive. That's why they offer up to 84% off USPS and UPS rates. Stamps.com also automatically tells you what the cheapest and the fastest shipping rates are for your area. Get access to USPS and UPS services right from your computer anytime, day or night. No traffic, no long lines at the post office, just fast, easy shipping right from your home.
So set your business up for success when you get started with Stamps.com today. Sign up with promo code ROSE for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, plus free postage and a free digital scale. No long-term commitment or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click the microphone at the top of the page, and enter code ROAST. So the Drag Race finale is tonight. Have you just stop watching the season already, or do you still keep tabs on it?
I have a friend here who is best friends with Selena S. Titties. That's as far as I go. I just it was good. It's too long. They need half as many girls with twice as much talent.
But last season was long. Like it was a never-ending story. But the grand finale is tonight. The top four, if you didn't know, it is Lux, Mistress, Anitra, and Sasha. I think Sasha's gonna win. I know what the final lip sync song is, and I'm just like, womp womp. But we shall see.
Oh God, it's Taylor Swift, isn't it?
It's not a Taylor Swift song. It's a an older song that you would know. Knock on wood.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Oh my God, that is not a womp womp. That is a good one.
Okay.
Oh my God. That is a good lip sync song. It gives you pose, it gives you spin. No, that's a good one.
Okay. Well,
you children don't have any respect for the classics these days.
Well, maybe you'll watch the finale then. I mean, go to a gay bar tonight. I mean, y'all have as many gay bars as y'all have CVS's in San Francisco.
More. They've closed all the damn CVS's. They just closed the whole, talk about grand opening, grand closing. They opened a Whole Foods downtown. It's the same in Trinity Place. They closed it because there was too much crime and they kept finding needles in the bathroom. I don't know if I'm going to stay here. The crime seems to be taking over the city.
Really?
It's bad.
Oh, and then they had that murder.
Well, that was somebody he knew. They thought it might have been random. Don't nobody get stabbed random in that area. That was an expensive area. He got stabbed by somebody he knew and pushed out the car.
I remember in an article, like they caught the guy or something that did it.
He's another tech giant.
That's crazy.
I mean, with that kind of money, what is there to argue about?
Right? And then if I had that type of money, I would have a bodyguard with me at all times.
I mean, once we start getting our 20,000 episode, are you going to have anything to argue with anybody about?
That's what I want to know, because you see a lot of celebrities going back and forth with strangers. Some people have bad days, and all it takes is just one fucked up comment when you're in a bad mood and responding to it.
That's true. That's why I don't look at the comments unless I'm in the mood. But also, y'all are really good to me in the comments. But you also know
not good to me. They're not good to me, but it's okay. It's your platform, and I respect that.
They are good to you. In the beginning, it took them a minute, but I don't see anything negative.
I would say about 90%. I mean, it's overwhelmingly positive for me. I'm just saying there's always that 10%.
I would say 5. I would say I get the same. People know not to with me. They know better. They're like, I'm going to try God before I try him. I've seen what he can do when he decides will be a creative exercise. I don't want to be on the receiving end of that. So I'm going to leave him all the way alone. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Yeah, someone said in your comments, they were mad at me that I was on Speak On It. Like, I was shocked.
They were mad you were on Speak On It?
They were saying it should have been Alex. I'm just like, Alex is happy for me. Like,
right. Oh my God. No, it should have been you. That was your opportunity. What the hell? Oh, people people don't understand. We are not jealous of each other.
It's not a competition at all.
Right. It's not a competition. When you win, I win. When I win, you win. That's what makes it easier. Working together.
Right. Like, Alex is the first person to congratulate me, like, if I was on WhatsApp Live, or
when you were when you got the interview with Taj on her live. I was the first one to repost it on Twitter. I like being happy for my friends.
I was just so taken aback by that. It should have been Alex. He put you on. What? People are crazy. Anyway,
I was probably asleep.
But moving on, speaking of bozos, Kim Kardashian will be in the new American Horror Story, season 12.
Oh God, speaking of bozos. Oh, we gotta bring Bozo and Jive Turkey back.
I called somebody a twerp before.
Oh my God. Oh, that is peak 90s. That is peak early 90s. I haven't heard twerp in 20 years. But oh God, I saw an article that said, I guess this means Ryan Murphy is just giving up. But last season of American Horror Story made me want to break a plate over his head. I mean, that was just, I'd rather watch Dr. Pimple Popper than that.
I heard it was bad, like really bad.
It was absolutely, utterly awful. It was disappointing. It was a continuation of Jeffrey Dahmer. Then they tried to bring the AIDS crisis in at the end. The thing is, you were trying to be high-minded with something very lowbrow. Let the show be what it is and let it be the best at what it is. Instead, you're trying to think. Like I tell a lot of artists, stop trying to think and just create. Just let it be what it is. And if you let it be what it is, that's when you'll get to your brilliance.
Was it a horror white version of Pose?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, when I saw Kim Kardashian's name attached to this, I was like, okay, this is desperation.
I mean, Kim's an actress. She's been in stuff before. She's been in Tyler Perry movies. From Tyler Perry to Ryan Murphy actually makes sense.
Well, she's been in movies, home movies. I'm not sure, like, if I'm going to check it out. It's not a reason for me to watch this show. Like, when did I get off the train ride? I got off after the Alien one. When I tell you, I was so mad. I was so mad because the Alien plot line was actually kind of interesting until it just went to hell.
If they had flushed it out, but they didn't flush it out. That was a bad season. The last good season was what, 1984? 1984 was good. The one when they were in the cabin,
I remember.
The one with Candy when she popped up in the back of that car.
I didn't hate it.
Okay, it had its moments. It might not have been your favorite, but it was doing what it was supposed to do. It was telling you a horror story. I don't know what the fuck last season was doing. Now, Roanoke was good. Asylum was good. Asylum is overlooked. Asylum was one of the best seasons. That was actually scary.
But will you be watching? I guess that's my main point.
I will be watching because it might be good. I get paid whether I like it or not.
That's a great quote.
I
would love to be paid whether I like it or not.
What is HelloFresh? I'll tell you. Farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients with seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Good food is too precious to waste. HelloFresh's pre-portioned ingredients cut down on your food waste by at least 23% compared to grocery shopping, which is good for your wallet and the planet. HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery store shopping and 25% cheaper than takeout. Spend less time in the kitchen this spring with quick and easy meals. Now, I put in my order for my HelloFresh. I enjoyed it last year, but this year I'm really looking forward to trying the pork meatloaf parm over spaghetti marinara. It only takes 35 minutes, and I'm really looking forward to making it with all fresh ingredients that are delivered right to my door.
So go to HelloFresh.com/roast50 and use code roast50 for 50% off, plus your first box ships free. That's HelloFresh.com/roast50 and use code roast50 for 50% off, plus your first box ships for free. So go ahead and try HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
Andy Cohen, I'm gonna need you to get a firmer pimp hand because you have lost control of your hose. You got Melissa Gorga cussing you out on Watch What Happens Live. She said, well, you're not a therapist. You don't have a license. You don't have a degree. You can't tell us what our closure is. And she's right. She's right. Then you got Tom Sandoval running over to Howie Mandel, spilling all the tea that should have been spilled on your show, your reunion. And then you got Dixon peddling her plotline on Patreon for pennies. What is going on, Andy? You used to be in charge of the girls, but now it seems the girls are running you. What are your thoughts, Chris?
Well, besides the fact that it's giving coke, I didn't mind that Melissa was checking him, because I think Melissa's just tired of the favorable narrative that Teresa gets all the time, especially when Teresa's on Andy's show. I think she knows that it's either her or Teresa coming back next season, because everyone is tired of it. And I think it was a little flippant of Andy to be like, well, it seemed like there's nowhere to go, right? And I think that's code for your storyline has ended. I think she was defending her position. And I love it when Andy squirms, because what he gives on TV is just not who he is in real life. He's a shady bitch in real life. And I say that with love. Like, I'm shady, but he can be very shady and flippant behind the scenes.
Someone told me in my friend group that I am naturally shady.
I think you just know how to read. Like, I normally do shade. That's why I'm like, you just drag somebody with your words. I'll say shade with a smile.
Well, I think they mean like I'm accidentally shady. Like, I don't mean to be shady. Like, for example, I was telling my friend who had a hat that was similar to this print. And I said, oh, I love your hat. That's a good couch cushion print. I call florals like this couch cushion because it's the same print that would also be on a couch cushion. It reminds me of my grandmother's couch cushions. I don't mean anything insulting by it, but I realize it could...
No one wants to wear clothing that reminds them of their grandmother's couch cushion or drapes.
I do.
Well, the majority of people. You probably meant that as a compliment, but I'm sure it was not taken as a compliment.
That's my thing. I think a lot of things I mean as compliments, people don't take as compliments. They just don't think, so they don't take them as compliments.
As far as the Tom Sandoval thing, look, that's still white people news to me. They've been getting below deck ratings. And it's so crazy how like it changed, like just like an affair just rocked this show.
Honestly, because it's brought new life and new eyes to this show. I almost thought about watching.
Like, they're bringing old cast members back that were taken off because their asses were racist. Like, they brought Jax and that boar that he married on the show.
Boar?
That Petunia Pig looking woman that he married. Anywho, I don't really care about Vanderpump Rules. And then with Rob Dixon, we heard that everyone is coming back and he already started filming.
I saw, and I'm glad, because they are going to hang Rob and probably Gabrisi out to dry.
I want them to stay on Giselle's long neck this season. Like, I want them to really like grill her. Like, before you ask me anything, Giselle, what is going on in your life? They need to be hip to the game now. Like, we are what, 8 seasons in now?
Exactly, Giselle. I'm not having a conversation with you about anything but your business. We have talked about mine for 8 years, and we ain't heard a peep out of yours.
It'll be interesting to see. Like, I know a lot of people have really been turned off by Potomac, but we'll see. I mean, everyone says that, oh, I'm never watching this again. And then when it comes on, everybody watch it.
Exactly. The ratings are high, and we want to see what's going to happen to Rob and Gabrisi.
Right. And I will say, though, that I said I would not review Salt Lake City when it comes back, because, you know, they're filming already. I will not be reviewing Salt Lake City. I do not care if Mary Cosby is on there. If anything, that makes me not want to review it anymore.
I will be reviewing it because I get paid whether I like it or not. And the more I dislike it, the easier it is to rip them apart. It's like, you know what? I don't want to be here anyway, so I'm going to really get in on you. And the audience likes it more. And that's who's really important. Does the audience enjoy it?
I feel that way about Basketball Wives. I'm definitely not picking it up if it's renewed again.
I'll be here, but roasting Jackie Christie's neck just warms my heart. I actually retweeted her yesterday, and when she said people want her off the show, and I said, leave and take your colorist ways with you.
I saw that. And you like to tag people too, so.
I'll say it to your face. I will say it to your face.
Does Simone have you blocked yet? Because I saw that you tagged her and Kids Force.
No, Simone ain't got me blocked because Simone's like, hey, Cecil, remember? Simone's happy I'm bringing it up. I'm surprised Kids Force is even still a functional Instagram.
I was surprised too, actually. Also, while we're on the topic of reality shows, didn't you have some tea about Love and Hip Hop?
Oh, yes. Love and Hip Hop is being moved to MTV from VH1, and they're redoing it as much more of a docu-series. They're trying to revamp it. And I'm like, you can't document a non-musical career. I mean, unless you're going to get a whole new cast that actually does music. Mama D had the most music currently of them all with I Deserve Love. And let's not forget, get the wings and the chips. And bitch, don't forget my bottle in that order, in that order, in that order, in that order. Yeah, that was the most music we got out of Love and Hip Hop, except for K. Michelle. I mean, Keisha Cole gave us like maybe one album on there, but that's when people stopped listening to Keisha. So I don't really know what they're gonna do, but I will watch.
I mean, there was Mariah Lynn. Once upon a time, not
long ago, I was a hoe. And I'm admitting it, won't take it back because I did the shit. I was a hoe. That was a bop and still is. Sadly, I have not heard that out here. I'm going to have to get them playing that. They would always play that in the club back in New York.
Of course, it's New York. I want show money. I want show money.
I want show money. Oh, the little engine that couldn't.
Love and Hip Hop can be put on Bravo, and I'm still not watching it. Now, I am interested in this couple's retreat. Did you see the casting for that?
Who is it?
It's Apollo and his new wife, Fallon, and the guy that she, I guess, cheated on her husband with.
And now they're not together.
Shamari and Earthworm Jim from New Edition. And then these two lesbians. Was it Young Jock? It's probably Young Jock and somebody else. And yeah, I just know there was like 3 Housewife affiliates, all from Atlanta.
Well, I will be tuning in.
I always think when I see that therapist, I'm like, oh, that's that girl from House Party?
Oh, AJ Johnson.
Yeah, is that what she's doing with her life?
She is a well-respected life coach.
Look at that. Is she like an Ayanla or something?
Not an Ayanla, but just a life coach.
Okay. Well, then, I feel like we've reached our time.
Yeah, I guess I will see you sooner than New York sees BravoCon.
Ooh, too soon. And I'll see you sooner than Latasha's album sees sales.